One of our saints for this week is Oskar Schindler. They made a movie, remember? And Schindler was a German industrialist who had many Jewish people working in his factory at the beginning of World War II. And he was raised Catholic, but he really wasn't very religious. And then for reasons that we don't really know, and at great personal risk, he used his influence and his affluence to save the lives of 1,100 men, women, and children during World War II. Yes, it's true. 1,100 Jewish people saved because of his effort. He took great risk and spent all of his money doing it. He died impoverished, or at the end of the war anyway, he was impoverished. And today he's buried in Jerusalem at Yad Vashem, the Holocaust memorial among the righteous Gentiles. And I've seen his grave. It's very moving. I know there is a complicated situation in Gaza right now. If you mention anything in that area, either side involved, people get very tense. There's a great polarity of opinion and loyalties and a lot of angst. And I don't want to get into that, but also it doesn't help to avoid it. So what do, right? I do know that the situation is complicated, and I wish every citizen and every mother and every grandmother and every hospital and every mosque and every school and every church and every synagogue and every child in Gaza safety and well-being. And I'm aware that memories of the Holocaust are still recent enough that violence against Jews and or Israel activates pain and dread. It's very triggering. The mass genocide is still fresh, and whenever there are similar politics to what made that happen, we get very nervous, and whenever that community is attacked, we get very nervous. The situation is complex and beyond easy answers. Hamas is problematic, and last October they did attack civilians and take hostages from multiple nations. In no way is Hamas the hero of this story. And people not affiliated with Hamas in Gaza should be able to live peaceful, safe lives. What a mess. A mess beyond my expertise. But I do remember Oskar Schindler, a man who used his privilege and access to help those who were targeted and imperiled. Somewhere in that story, there may be an answer, or at least a path to pursue. I wish for every person in the world to do what they can to make their neighbors a little safer, their Jewish neighbors, their Palestinian neighbors, their Christian neighbors, their Muslim neighbors. If everyone, their Ukrainian neighbors, their Ugandan and Kenyan and Nigerian neighbors, their Jamaican neighbors, I want every person in the world to do what they can to make their neighbors feel a little safer. Their gay and lesbian neighbors, their queer identified neighbors, their drag artist neighbors, their transgender and genderqueer and gender nonconforming neighbors. I want everyone in the world to do what they can to make their neighbors a little safer. For every person on earth to have their humanity recognized and affirmed. And we do that with our speech, we do that with our thoughts, we do that with our spending, we do that with our giving, we do that with our voting, we do that with our smiles, we do that with our interaction with other humans. And so may each of us use our creativity and our resources to help others live in safety and with real hope for justice and peace. Amen.